This is a thing of my nightmares. It calls itself Wynaut. Now you might be wondering, it doesn't look too bad. And then you look at it more and you see its demonic eyes and it just staring you down. Now you might say, oh, if it looks creepy, it has to have great moves. No, it has 7 moves. And most of them are absolutely horrendous and useless. But wait, it must have good stats. No. They're not good. They're bad. I guess that leads to the question. Can you beat Pokemon Platinum with only one Wynaut? But for every challenge, there has to be a set of rules. And the rules are, I am only allowed to use Wynaut in battle, and I set a personal rule of using no items in combat. But held items are fine. And what you're watching is the first battle. Wynaut has 3 moves at the moment: Splash, Encore, and Charm, and surprisingly, I lost. Due to having 0 attacking moves, I had to grind. And I got to grind in the funnest way possible, wasting all my PP on a Kricketot, then struggling random Pokemon to death to level up to try and get my first move at level 15. Now, grinding Kricketot was not fun. It took about 2 minutes per encounter. Now, grinding for Cricketots, I found a shiny Starly. And guess what? I had no Pokeballs. I was sad. Very sad. And I didn't even get the XP from it. 2 encounters later, I found another Starly. And it was shiny too. This is another shiny. This time I went and cried in a corner. So Barry was the first major battle in the game, and this is a good time to explain the strategy of my battling. So what I do is usually Encore first move to force them into whatever they're going to be using, then either Safeguard if it's not an attacking move, or Counter to make sure that I don't waste a lot of counters, or Mirror Coats. The most important thing to explain now is what is Counter and what is Mirror Coat. They are Wynaut's only 2 attacking moves, and Counter will do twice the amount of damage done to it if it's a physical attack, will not work if it's a special attack, and the Mirror Coat's exact opposite way around. So yes, Wynaut can only do damage when the opponent does damage to it, which gets a lot of drawn out, terribly horrible, sad battles. Wynaut does have a saving grace though. Safeguard makes sure that it doesn't get any status conditions, with a couple exceptions, which will all be a pain later. But I did beat Barry, after just a few tries. Then I got to the first gym, and the first gym was something. I mean, it wasn't hard. I mean, I needed a couple extra levels than I had before, but it wasn't like impossibly difficult. I went with the long time my favorite strategy of spam counter, and everything would work out. And that pretty much came true. And I won my first gym battle. Wasn't too hard. Now, this was a terrible battle. So the main issues with this battle is Poison Gas from Stunky and Fury Swipes. And Fury Swipes is a multi-hit move, and the way counter works is it only counts the last hit it was hit by. So it only does 1 of what could be 5 multi-hit moves done to it. And I got through this battle, and then I was forced to another battle after this, just barely. Mostly because I used a potion in the start of the second fight, because it's unfair on how they did the fights. But I will never do that again. Now, let's talk about all the things that makes a Pokemon hard to fight against. We have moves that heal themselves. We have moves that confuse or poison or any status condition. Moves that flinch. Zubat has all of them. So it's always a pain to fight against. But I was able to beat Mars. Now, this fight caused me pain and suffering, because once Leech Seed was used once, the run was over. Now this is the first fight that has something that is annoying for the rest of the run. It's called damage rolls. Sometimes they'll get a high damage roll and they'll do more damage. That's sometimes good. Sometimes I'll be able to kill them in less moves. But at the same time, sometimes it can ruin an attempt. This fight was horribly based on luck and I hated it. But by the end, I was finally able to win. Would you like to hear a fun fact? That isn't fun and makes me sad. I cannot hit physically attacking ghosts. I cannot hit special attacking dark types. I just can't. And this is where we run into our first issue. Duskull is a physical attacking ghost. So the only way I can do damage to it is struggle. So we ran into an issue. And so I decided the issue was going to be solved by hacking rare candies into the game, because I'm not willing to grind up, which turns out to be 64 levels. I'm willing to grind, but I'm not willing to do that. So I hacked in rare candies and I cheated my way up. So at level 90, I was able to beat her. So I guess that's the third gym badge. Barry shows some of the huge issues of this run. The fact that I'm not gonna get another Pokemon. Everybody now has 4 to 6, usually about 4 or 5 at the moment, and I don't. I have 1. So every damage I take is permanent. So every battle is getting just so much harder. But Barry was defeated. And then we got to the next gym and it was pretty much press counter, press counter, press counter, and hope for a little bit of luck. And that's what I did, and I won after a few tries. And now Barry's back! Yay! And he was just as much as a pain as normal, but beatable after like 20 tries. Now Wake was a little bit of a pain because his Quagsire was stally, and everything on his team hurt me a lot. Which sounds good, but they're all mixed attackers, so it was kind of like a 50-50, 90% of the time. It was not fun at all. Cyrus was a pain, but like everybody else, he was beatable. But I love the strategy of making me flinch and just sadness and misery. And Barry's back. Yay, he was still a pain. Shocking, right? I hate Barry so much. But he got beaten. Byron, is that how I say it? Was next, and he wasn't difficult. His gym was a pain. It was a lot of time and just absolute pain. But he wasn't impossible. He just was somewhat difficult. But another battle down the drain. Can I start a Saturn hate club? Because he's just getting annoying. Along with all the other grunts in the world. They're just a pest. More Team Galactic bullies. Why did they add so many Team Galactic members? There's just too many. And now there's Chansey. Sounds like Chansey, but not. And it's another gym leader, and I beat him up. And there's just nothing memorable about this fight. Just nothing. Cyrus is back. Yay. He was a pain. Again. The battle took 2.5 minutes. Cyrus. But he was able to be beaten after a lot of effort. And I'm not enjoying this run at all. Yay, my favorite. Saturn. He got beat. We're all surprised. Please no more Team Galactic. Now, double battles are an absolute pain because I have a sacrificial lamb named Water, and then I have to deal with the rest of the fight. Now, I actually remember this fight pretty well, and most of it's because of a mementoing Glammeow. Now, the reason for this was one of these Pokemon knows Memento. To be honest, I don't remember which, but one of them does. So, Memento is a suicide move which lowers your attack and special attack by 3 stages, I believe. And Stupid Luck pretty much won me the battle, so we take it. Imagine absolute suffering. Here comes Barry. So you know what's happening? Suffering! It all starts when Barry decides, hey, I'm gonna lead a double battle with a Munchlax. Munchlax does not do much. Sometimes he decides to withdraw Munchlax. Sometimes. Very keyword on sometimes, cause it almost never happens. This was about 3 hours worth of tries, until finally, everything went perfectly, and I was able to win the battle. This battle, 100% certain, is the worst battle in the game. It was horrible, because he starts off with a special attacking dark type. Why does Houndoom not know a single physical attack? Oh, and by the way, this battle took me 34 minutes. Oh yeah, and the rule about no items, that got thrown out the window very quickly. So I spammed potions, a lot of them against the Houndoom, and once he was out of moves, I was finally able to somewhat go through her team and win. His team, actually, but I don't really care about what he thinks anymore. But yeah, to sum up, this battle was miserable. Never hated a battle more than this one. Now, this battle wasn't hard because I'm finally able to use potions. So, it was a pretty simple battle. I get hit, I do damage. If I take too much damage, I use a potion. Pretty simple, pretty easy, nothing really to talk about. Say it with me, everybody. Barry's back! Yay! I love Barry so much. He put me through so much sadness. And why? If we get a Gen 4 remake, please let me not be stuck with Barry. This Barry battle happened like the rest of them. He beats me up, I hit him back. He beats me up, I hit him back. That's about all that happens. Barry was never seen again after his battle. So, the first 2 Elite Four members weren't hard at all. They were actually very simple fights. With potions, it was very easy. Then we got to Flint and his Houndoom, and wasn't fun. It was pretty much the strategy of drug up Pichu, make it strong, make it attack, make it kill. During the second battle was actually when I got rid of all my moves for the Houndoom itself, and the last two Elite Four members, I just drugged up Pichu, made it extra strong, and then went boom! And everybody died. It was great! And this is a Cynthia fight. And no, I did not have fun in this fight. This fight was a pain. Ow. So, the main part that I needed to do was use X attacks. 6 of them. A lot of them. And it just caused pain, and suffering, and sadness. This is just another huge struggle fest that involves the strategy of drug, 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 potion, drug, potion, drug, potion, drug, potion, drug, attack, attack, potion, attack, attack, a potion, attack, attack, a potion, silverware. And no, so no, so no, I didn't have fun. I didn't have fun at all. This is horrible. Terrible experience. Don't put yourself through this. It's not fun. It's sad and horrible. But can you beat Pokemon Platinum with only a Wynaut? Yes, you can. Should you ever want to? No, you shouldn't. I must end with a pun. Why not? Subscribe and like to the channel. Why not? I'm so funny.